Welcome back to day 19 and 20 of the Stardew Valley min-max run and 100% perfection guide. We will finally be getting to go to Skull Cavern in this video. In the last time we unlocked Skull Cavern, we got to the bottom of the mines and we paid the 42,500 gold at the community center to unlock the vault bundle to unlock it, so we're gonna finally get to go there today. Real quick, you just saw me plant my coffee beans, because if you get some coffee beans, always plant them. Coffee is not only profitable, but the best use of it is a free way to get energy. So right now, we're gonna have to trade some of our diamonds in for the triple shot espresso, but once we get that coffee growing, we'll have an endless supply, which will be nice. So today is just a lot of dust sprite farming, so I'm gonna fast forward most of this, but it's pretty much similar to last time, where we just found a good floor and just kept going back to it and kept trying to get dust sprites. So floor 63 is the monster floor of today, so we'll be trying to farm that floor as much as possible, but obviously we have to start at floor 60, make our way down a few staircases to be able to actually get to it. Right here we got a lot of dust sprites. Which is good for us. I don't know if you noticed, but when we checked the TV, we got the bat luck, or bad luck, bat luck, whatever you want to call it. Not the worst luck, but the second to worst luck. The spirits are mildly perturbed, as the TV says. So that'll increase the amount of dust sprites as we get. We won't get as many as we did yesterday probably, since yesterday was the super bad luck, but it's still in our favor that we have a bad luck day rather than a good luck day. And just look at all those. We're getting pretty lucky with how many dust sprites we're getting. So right here I'm gonna make a few errands. We need to drop some stuff off from our chests. We're gonna sell a bunch of this random stuff. We're gonna start by buying a beer, actually, because tomorrow is Shane's birthday. So we actually want to give Shane a gift, and he loves beers, so beer is the perfect gift to give him because we can just buy it for cheap. And Pierre, we're gonna sell all of that stuff that we don't need. And then after we sell all of this stuff, we're gonna buy, I forget what we buy. We probably get a pickaxe, or not a pickaxe upgrade, a tool upgrade from Clint. And you'll see a tip. Spring forageables, they are worth more as spring seeds. So if you're planning on selling spring forageables, craft them into seeds first, and they'll be worth more. So I sell just enough to be able to upgrade my axe to steel level. And the steel axe will allow us to get into the secret woods, which is always nice, and chop down the trees on our farm faster. And right here I'm just trying out the strategy where you just like bounce from floor to floor on the elevator until I see some dust sprites, which I think is probably the best strategy rather than going for the monster floor on floor 63. It just takes a lot longer, and I already had the monster floor on 63, so I'll just keep going for that. So there's really no right answer. I think the elevator strategy, since it takes like no time to bounce from elevator floor to elevator floor, it's probably a lot faster, but that's alright. We also don't get as much like ores and stuff if we do that method, because the elevator floors don't actually spawn ore nodes. They can spawn like diamond nodes and like some gem nodes, I think, but they won't actually spawn any ore nodes, which is unfortunate. Now, in a comment in one of my previous videos, those crystals, I'd actually said they don't drop anything, but apparently there's a chance they can drop some refined quartz, so I found that really interesting, and I don't know if anybody else did not know that, but I guess they're not worthless. Go ahead and swing your sword at them to break them, and maybe you'll get some quartz, refined quartz. But yeah, definitely don't mine them with your pickaxe, because they can break with your sword just like enemies, and anything you do with your sword costs no energy, which is nice. And here we got some pretty good luck with the amount of dust sprites. That's always cool. Looks like I don't have much to smelt. You should always be smelting when you can, so I'm not sure why I am not smelting anything right now. I might be saving my ores for bombs. That could be it, I'm not sure. And there we go. We're gonna smelt some of our iron. We don't want to smelt any copper. For this run, we need all of that copper to turn into furnaces, because we need a lot of furnaces. And then once we have enough furnaces, then we'll smelt them into bars and we'll make tappers, because we'll need a lot of tappers over the summer to start getting oak resin for our kegs, because all that starfruit we're going to be farming, we're going to turn into wine. So it's a lot of steps, but by the end of this year, the whole year, we're going to have a lot of money. And there we go. We go till we pass out. I prefer Scout, I'm pretty sure. What am I going to pick? So yeah, you can see I'm kind of contemplating. Okay, so I chose Fighter because in the short term, the Fighter will be better because our weapon will do more damage, and that's a lot better than like the little percentage of critical strike chance. However, in the future, once we get like the Galaxy Hammer, we're gonna want to change that into the other one we picked, and then once we get to level 10, we get Artful, which halves the time of the cooldown for the special move, which is nice. We're gonna go ahead and harvest our rice. Again, the rice doesn't do much for us, it'll just give us a little bit bonus XP. And we're gonna spend some time just clearing the farm, because we'll need to do this eventually. But mainly just because we're waiting for Shane to come out of his house. And he comes out like right at 7 o'clock. We go ahead and intercept him on his way to work. So Shane actually, normally on Saturdays in spring, he doesn't work. He normally just goes around town and, you know, does whatever. But whenever it rains, he actually works. So fortunately for Shane, on his birthday it rained, so he has to go to work. That's just how his schedule works for some reason. But we have to continue with a little bit of dust sprite farming before we can go to Skull Cavern, so we head to the mines and begin doing that. When I was actually doing this, there's not a great way to in-game check how many dust sprites you're at other than going to the Adventurers Guild, which obviously would be a time loss. But I think I either did that or checked the Stardew Valley tracker, which is a website, to know how much I have, and it looks like we just finished the goal right there and then. So that's good. But yeah, the Stardew Valley tracker, I think it's a website by the same person who made the predictor, and basically it just kind of shows you all the like statistics and achievements that you have, like friendship level with everybody, how many monster goals, that sort of thing. And we actually make a stop at the mushroom floor, because the mushroom floor nets us a lot of money. And look at that, look at all those purple mushrooms we get. Sometimes the mushroom floor is like, sometimes if it's on a small floor you'll get unlucky and get like no purple mushrooms, like a couple reds. But this floor we got 6 purple mushrooms, which is crazy good. Now, a little bit unnecessary, but I made a cherry bomb to blow up that gold node just to save some time. And I think what we have to do is wait until 2 o'clock, first of all, to go to the Adventurers Guild, but before we do that, we need to make a stop at home to move our furnaces here, because this is our permanent relocation for our furnaces. We're going to be expanding them out, getting a lot more of them. And I put everything away that I don't need. I take all the ores and monster drops because we'll be getting more of those from Skull Cavern. Because again, we're going to Skull Cavern today. It's already like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but even like half a day at Skull Cavern, we'll be able to make some progress there. So there we go. We pick up the burglar's ring from Gil, and we're gonna buy a ticket backwards and phase through Pam, which is always fun, and head to the desert. First thing we gotta do is talk to our boy the desert trader and see if he's got anything good for us. Definitely need a warp totem desert, because getting back here, skipping over the 500 bus fare is nice, as well as just being able to get here really quick. And we insert the key and we're into Skull Cavern. Look at that luck, we just got a staircase right away. The second floor. Now these floors, although they guarantee a staircase all the way at the other side, there's always going to be one there, and they've got the nice coal there. It takes quite a while to get from one side to the other side, as you can see. So if you're going hardcore, trying to get down as far as you can, you should probably just craft a staircase on those levels. But in our situation, since we're just starting, we don't want to use any staircases. We just go across the whole thing. And you can see here, I just spam click the sword, try to not to get hit on these early times in Skull Cavern. Eventually when we get that hammer, it's going to make things like get killed so much quicker, which is very nice. But for now we just have to kind of keep our distance. The serpents, I find using the block, I don't know if I do it too often, but using the right click on the sword is nice because you can do it quicker than the swing, and those serpents are fast. And the serpents, a tip, you need to swing a little bit earlier than you think you should, especially when you're facing downwards, I believe. When you're facing up, it's pretty easy. You can time it like you'd expect you would, like the visuals are fine. But if your player is facing down and the serpents are coming from you at that angle, you need to swing a little bit early. Just something off with the like visual cues of when the serpent reaches you, I feel is a little bit like off, it feels, so you just kind of have to swing a little bit earlier. And that kind of goes for like any enemy, but specifically the serpents, because they just come at you so fast. Now the mummies, you have to, once you kill them, they actually can come back, so in order to kill them permanently and get their loot, you have to blow them up with a bomb. Eventually we'll use explosive ammo with our slingshot, which also works in blowing them up. And the ghosts aren't, they're pretty much the same ghost as on the ice levels of the floors in the regular mines. They just get knocked back a crazy amount, so you really just kind of want to ignore the ghosts when you're doing this. You just want to hit them if they're about to come at you, but don't worry about killing them because it just takes too long because of the knockback. They just get knocked back so far, so it's not really worth going after. Mummies, I say only worth blowing them up if you are going to be blowing up multiple of them or blowing up some rocks along with them. So kind of try to maximize the amount you're blowing up. You can see here I've got some rocks and the mummy to blow up. Serpents, always keep an eye on serpents. If you're really maxing out on efficiency, you probably want to try to hit a serpent, mine a rock, hit a serpent, mine a rock, because you do knock them back a good amount. but if you're playing safe, just kill the serpents and then focus on mining. But you can see I kind of go back and forth. And this level's taking forever. We're only on floor 6, but we finally got a staircase right there. And the best thing is when serpents just spawn like right away on the level and just come at you. If you're in single player, it's really easy not to die. No, it's easy to die because you're not paying attention. But if you're paying attention, just keep the fish in either your like 1, 2, or 3 slot, so you could just like easily shift your finger over, click on one of those buttons, and then just right click, eat the fish. Now, you gotta be careful if you're too close to a ladder to get back up. You might right click and accidentally leave the mines, which wouldn't be good. I forget if they, I forget if the game updated and changed that or not, because I haven't really done that in a while. But I remember way back, I would always accidentally click out of the mines, and it would be frustrating. Now, bombs are usually worth it because they just, well, first of all, they're cheaper than a staircase, and if there's a big cluster of rocks, there's a good chance you'll get a staircase from blowing up. Like right there, there's a good chance we'll get a staircase within that clump. And as you can see, I was wrong, we don't. Right here maybe though. But usually you wanna use bombs because you get a lot of stone, you get a lot of ores if there's any ores. You also get a chance at ores from just like regular rocks. So bombs are usually profitable. You just gotta be careful where you use them. You don't want to just go using them all the time and like right now, because we still don't have a lot of stuff. So kind of have to manage bomb usage, but definitely you should probably use more than you'd think. Now that serpent's gonna come right at us, so again we gotta heal ourselves up a little bit. Now slimes, I will typically only go for killing them if I can get them up against a rock like that. If you can like corner them into like a corner or like a clump of rocks and get them just like staying in one place, you can just keep swiping your sword at them and they'll die. Just like out in the open like that, it's kind of tough because you knock them back and then you have to like move up a little bit and hit them. So I find knockback actually really annoying in the game. I would much rather, and look at that, I'm at a sliver of a health. But again, that chub's there to heal me. And I should switch back to my sword and just get rid of the serpents. But yeah, knockback can be pretty annoying because you just want to kill the enemies as fast as you can, but knocking them back, it takes longer because they have to fly back to you or come back to you or whatever. Now it's a lot of bat wings, but yeah, look at all those bat wings. Without the burglar's ring, I can guarantee you I would not be getting that many bat wings. So you can already see how much we're profiting from this burglar's ring. We'll need some bat wings for lightning rods. We'll obviously want battery packs for, you know, whatever they're used for, iridium sprinklers and whatnot. We're only on floor 20. It's almost 11 o'clock. Not too bad, but not the greatest. It's a not so good luck day today. We got a good amount of loot, but definitely could have done better for the first day. But again, on the days where I have to do like multiple things, like I had to farm the dust sprites and then come here, I really don't want to restart the day. So later, when we're just doing a Skull Cavern dive for the whole day, in the upcoming days, if I pass out or die, well, if I get killed by an enemy, I'll want to restart the day, which I do end up doing sometimes. I don't have them on footage because I delete the footage just because there's no reason to see the mess ups. Oh, and there's the first hole actually. So holes, you can fall anywhere from like 3 to 15 levels if you're really lucky. And holes are what you want to go for. Holes spawn more often with luck, and I think luck affects how many levels you drop from them. But yeah, holes are what make you get a lot of progress. And if you could look up there, it looks like an iridium node, but actually you can see it's a crab. And I can tell that because you can see it's not perfectly centered on like the grid that the rocks are on. It was a little bit shifted like in the middle of two like grid sectors. So you can usually spot iridium crabs pretty easily because they're usually not on center. And if that doesn't work for you, you can always just swing your sword at the iridium node to see if it's a thing or not. Or mine it and then be like, oh, it's an iridium crab, and then pull out your sword and you'll be fine. And again, when I get the slime against the wall like that, they can die pretty quickly. The purple slimes aren't all that bad, especially with the burglar's ring. They can drop some iridium pretty often, as well as some other stuff, just random items that are useful. And we did make it to floor 31 on the first day without even having the whole day, which is decent. Our goal for next time is definitely to get a prismatic shard. Once we have the prismatic shard, we can get the galaxy sword, and that'll help a lot. But again, I wasn't too concerned about getting one this day because this is kind of like the intro to the Skull Cavern, just kind of use the rest of my day up, not a crazy run. And right there I was like, oh, it's about to be the end of the day, but I don't want to heal up, and the mummies were coming on me, but then thankfully we just passed out and we're good. We would normally lose our gold as well, but we don't have any gold to lose, so we're good in that regard as well. Now, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Next time we will definitely do some more Skull Cavern diving, so keep an eye out for that.